It's Week 17 of the National Football League. And front and center...
Two teams that have met at least twice a year since 1932. The Lions and Packers underway from Lambeau. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. 6'4" Jordan Love taking the field for the first time. The 2020 first-round pick from Utah State set to lead Green Bay.
And there was a positive in last week's loss. No interceptions thrown by him. But he only threw one touchdown pass, and you know he wants that to improve. He might even consider that as part of the reason that they couldn't take the win last time out. I believe we'll see a more aggressive version of him this week whenever they're nearing the end zone.
Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down. And, Charles, you wonder about this defense coming in. I mean, look, it's no secret they're playing a team that's down on its luck right now. Losers of 5 straight. How does that change how you prepare for a game?
Well, to me, the first thought is you just get after them early, right? Take away any chance of them building any confidence. But the second thing is you prepare a little bit differently. You've got to expect this team to take chances, go for it on 3rd and 4th downs, run a lot of trick plays, anything to try and break their losing streak. So you must stay alert and stay aware.
And this one is incomplete. Well, that's not the way you want to start. A first pass attempt and a first drop all in one.
Well, you've got plenty of time to make up for it, but obviously not the way you want to get things started. Got to shake that off and get going.
Now it's Hammond. Officially, that'll be marked down as just a 28-yard punt, and the Lions will take over. So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 46. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Packer pressure, and down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
And so much for that great field position to start the game. Now they're way behind the sticks. Can't wait to see what their second down call is going to look like now.
They're going to look to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Gibbs. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
4 receivers on the field. It's 3rd and 4. They'll drop to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Lions first down by about 3 yards or so as they wind up getting 7 there on 3rd and 4. Gibbs straight ahead. And some good running out of the gates as he takes this up to the 33. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. They'll go again with Gibbs. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout, and we will. We've got an injured Packer on the field. And not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. A play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 13-yard line. Going to try a little trickery here on the end around. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
I think in normal situations, most play callers would probably shelve that play in this situation. But down in the red zone, got a little something extra to play with. I like the way that he took a shot and went after it.
And the Lions are going to have a 1st and goal as some good running there gets him down to about the 2-yard line. Knock it on the door. Gibbs trying to get to the goal line, but he's going to be stopped just short at the 1. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal.
You know, when this offense gets down here near the end zone, they're going to turn to their bell cow, and this guy's been a touchdown machine all year. Excellent job stopping him there on 1st down.
They'll try to run with Gibbs. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Jahmyr Gibbs with career touchdown. Number 60. And the Lions have taken the early lead on the road here at Lambeau. Point after, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. A 10-play drive that time. And it was all capped off by a touchdown run from Jahmyr Gibbs. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. The Packers offense here coming back out for their second drive. As we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
A check on Jacobs from a week ago. 15 carries, 88 yards.
They've lost a bunch of games in a row now. They've got to start thinking a little bit differently, maybe a little bit outside of the box. Find other ways to move the football. I don't know if you're going to do it through the air or maybe change up how you establish your run game.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone.
Now he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
And Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively. Not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play call to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early, because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. Another run for Gibbs here. And it'll be a minimum pickup here as it will take us to the end of the first quarter. After 7-0 on EA Sports. The Lions with the football here to begin the second quarter as they've got it 2nd and 7. Out of the gun, they'll give to Gibbs. And he's got 4 down inside the 20 to the 18.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Here's 3rd and 3. They'll set up to throw. He gets this out wide to Gibbs. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Jahmyr Gibbs. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Lions have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Point after, right down the middle. And that'll make the score 14-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout, and we will. We've got an injured Packer on the field. Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable 2nd down.
Jacobs going to try the middle. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Well, you know they had a 3rd down play on standby just in case, but he says no need with that carry. Runs like that will continually earn him more work in this and future contests.
Taken down at the 42.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Give him 6 on the screen, but now it's 3rd down.
And that doesn't have to gain big yardage to be an impactful play, because if you can get those pass rushers second-guessing themselves that they might get hit with a screen, maybe you can wind up slowing them down just a step. And if you do that, that's a win for that play.
Trying to run for it with Jacobs. And this is not going to be enough. Was in search of 2 yards and only got halfway there. On now is the Packers punter, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And that'll kick and go out of bounds just outside the 15 at the 16-yard line. The Lions offense and Jahmyr Gibbs headed back onto the field. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Well, this offense looks like they have a little extra pep in their step as they take the field here for drive number 3, because remember, Charles, drives 1 and 2 both ended in the end zone.
Yeah, and right now they've just got to be careful not to lean into overconfidence, because every drive has a life of its own. But I like the way that they've started, the way that they're going about doing things right now. They've got a chance for that 3rd consecutive touchdown, and that would be a crushing blow to the defense.
And he'll find some space up to about the 25. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout, and we will. We've got an injured Packer on the field. And not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. Gibbs will try and pick it up. And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the 1st down. 53 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now. The Lions hit 5 and 10 now on the year. And Charles, they were losers last time out. What do you think they need to do differently here?
Well, I don't think it needs to be as drastic as burning up last week's game tape or not watching it, but the attitude has to be what's done is done. Let's move on. Put that one behind them, galvanize themselves, and go forward and get a win in this one.
Tyrell Dodson, the one to bring him down. These two teams, they met at Ford Field earlier this season with the Lions winning that ball game. So a victory here in Lambeau would give them a sweep of the season series. Here's a 2nd and 8. And they'll send Williams in motion right. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. They could not contain Kenny Clark as he gets home for the sack.
And that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. And that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there. And now 4th down. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. 31 yards on the punt there. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still 2nd quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. Well, they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37. It's a gain of 16 and a 1st down for the green and gold.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Go!
Throwing. Love. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
Running straight ahead is Jacobs. And he'll follow his blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line. 14 yards, good for a Packer first down. With that last effort, he has reached now 10,000 career rushing yards. Congratulations.
Big-time congratulations. That also means that his publicist can make sure all the information gets to every voter out there who has a say in the Hall of Fame. Fashioning together a heck of a resume.
And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. This is first and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. Here's Love. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
Coaches talk about it all the time. Players talk about it as well. Excellent job staying disciplined in coverage and making that stop. Inside the red zone, every stop like that could be preventing a possible touchdown.
Love. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3. A stoppage here following the play, and it looks like Josh Jacobs was shaken up and in need of some assistance. Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. Big play coming here. It's third and goal. Play fake. Here's Love. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. So on fourth down, on is Braden Narbison for the Packer field goal. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. Narvison's kick is good. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. Well, still trailing here, but they do get the late field goal. Now their defense will try to keep this score right where it is heading into the locker room.
Yeah, and trailing at the break, you obviously don't want to go in off of a negative play. Give them credit for that one. Finding a way to put points on the board. Give them any type of a spark, anything to build off of as they try and plan a comeback.
Jahmyr Gibbs and the rest of the offense headed back out. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the second quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. They're going to hurry back to the line now. 2nd and 4. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Hammond. And the Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. On first down, he'll drop to throw. Escaping the pressure right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. A great effort there as the first half is winding down. And the Lions will extend their lead here just before halftime. The extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is up to 18 now. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. The Packer offense heading back for one final first half drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Clock at 20 seconds to go in the half as they come up 1st and 10. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. Love from the gun. That's caught. It's a rookie from Alabama. Now a signal and a timeout call as it comes with 9 seconds to go in this first half of play. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. To pass, here's Jordan Love. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. Made his first. This now from 46 yards away. Narvis's kick is good, and that'll get the deficit down to 15. So a big play before the end of the half to get him into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
So we've come upon... All right, we'll bypass the halftime show in favor of returning to this late season game with the teams coming back from the locker rooms here a bit early. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. The Lions in the lead, and they're going to get the football first as well as the second half is underway. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. And the Lions getting set to go on offense to start the third. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. And I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there. A give right side for Gibbs. He's got it to the 43 here.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
This is 2nd and 8. Straight ahead with Gibbs here. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Counter play, here's Gibbs. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
When you're lateral to the line of scrimmage, linebackers keep those shoulders square so they can go up and down. But when it's time to go, turn your shoulders just like a running back. Get through the line and hit the runner in the backfield.
Oh, and this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. A loss of 1, now a loss of 2, and they're staring at a 3rd and 13. That's the danger, Charles, of running plays like this for your wide receiver. They can hit big or they can be duds.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that, because if they're forced to try and go around defenders behind the line of scrimmage, sometimes you can give yardage in order to gain it. But in this case, they gave yardage and didn't get it back.
So 1st and 2nd down went in the wrong direction. They'll try to do better here on 3rd and 13. Back to throw. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up fourth. And this is going to wind up left. Well struck, but it's no good. And that will keep this a 15-point game. So an empty possession there. What do you think went wrong, Charles?
Well, it looked like maybe the plant leg might have given way just a little. And when that happens, guys have a tendency to pull through the ball to compensate. And in doing so, sent this one off target.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Coverage there forced the ball free, and it's second down.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Oh, he sheds himself free. He's still on his feet. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Josh Jacobs, his second rushing touchdown on the year. And the Packers are able to cut into that deficit. Extra point right down the middle. And that'll cut the lead to 21-17. So the lead trimmed down to 8 as here comes the kickoff, and it's away. Oh, they'll try to run a reverse here. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. And Detroit back in possession of the football. Still enjoying the lead here in the third quarter despite their defense giving up that last touchdown. Now they'll see if they can get the equalizer here on this drive. Williams, a man in motion right. And he'll get it here on the touch pass. And able to use his blockers to get this up over the 40. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout, and we will. We've got an injured Packer on the field. And off to Gibbs, headed right here.
They did a really nice job there defensively. They strung the play out, didn't give him a cutback lane. On each play, you have guys what I call our BCR players. Guys are responsible for the bootleg, for the cutback, and for the reverse. They played that one perfectly.
And rode him right out of bounds. And he is going to have a Lions first down as they're able to convert on third and short yardage with a gain of 4. Hand off now to Gibbs. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
Here's 2nd and 8. Setting up the screen. This is Gibbs. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
Well, Charles, sometimes we talk about the lengths officials sometimes go to protect star quarterbacks, but that one, that was tough to argue against.
Yeah, and I'm sure that everyone's going to say, hey, we're going to administer the penalty. For all quarterbacks, but when it's a star back there, even more so are they going to be diligent about throwing the flag.
It's complete to Brown, right side. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down.
Now that's often a surprise for the defensive guys when they see the big fella slide out of the backfield and catch the ball. Not something they usually go over in practice very often.
From the 22 now, here's the 2nd and 8. Back to throw here. Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete.
He came through well with a nice pass breakup there. Fortunate that he was on the spot. He's the only guy left to prevent the first down.
They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on 3rd down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. Jair Alexander making the play there defensively. Now the Lions, they send out the field goal unit here. It's a 39-yard attempt, right hash. And his kick is right there. It's good. And the lead now 11, 24-13. So 3 points, response there to that opening touchdown of this 3rd quarter.
And that's an important 3, both in terms of adding to your lead, but also letting the other guys know you're not going to just come out in the second half and take over.
And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, That is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back. When you're running the slant, timing is everything. And against that man coverage, there was no space available, and incompletion as a result.
Love looking to throw it. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. On 3rd down, here comes Jacobs. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 138 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. Working out of the gun. Love. Completion left side to Miller.
Timing is everything, and they work on this cut all the time. They work on all the timing patterns, and this time it paid off for them. Worked him to the center of the field, cut it to the outside, ball's delivered, gets both feet down.
Back now at Lambeau. It's the Packers who have the football, but in need of points as we begin quarter number 4. Now Love. Finding Miller once more, complete. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions 16. Give him 15 there, and the Packers have a first.
Every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a 1-score game. But I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try.
And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. A great play there. His 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Packers have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. So here we go. The Packers will line up to go for 2. Love throwing for it. And this one incomplete. So they went for the 2. They don't get it.
I don't know about you, but I can't wait for a few years of 2-point tries and see what the data tells us, because a lot of teams want to throw the ball in this situation. This time, unsuccessfully. I just wonder if maybe running the ball might be the way to go.
With it moved up from the 3 to the 2, you would think maybe a few more attempts at running.
I think stats over time may bear out that running the ball will at least be the equal of throwing it in that situation.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. That last touchdown has made this really tight. They're clinging now to this slim lead. Second half, they only have a field goal. This offense needs to kick it into gear.
And right now, I'm looking directly at the field general, at the quarterback, because to me, he's got to take over right now. By word, pumping his team up, and then, of course, by deed with his play. My high school coach used to say that all the time. Laddie, take over by word and deed.
And deed means action.
Exactly.
Second down, and they go back to Gibbs. And the defense closes quickly there. He'll get maybe a yard to the 33.
And this is the worry, because sometimes you get a little too predictable in spots like this. You know you're going to run the ball, but they know you're going to run the ball as well. And now you look up, and you're staring at an important 3rd down.
And this offense on 3rd down today, 6 conversions and 9 tries. They've done a great job of picking these up. Here it's 3rd and 3. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete. Here comes the Lions punter now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it. And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. Well, he gave one defender the slip, but others waiting in the wings and dropping him behind the line.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Maybe a gain of a yard that time, but from the spot, actually no gain. So 3rd and long.
3rd and 12.
Love now. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up 4th. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And out will come the offense as they take over. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. They'll send a receiver here in motion right.
They'll get it forward to him on the touch pass. And that is not fooling anyone. He never had a chance to turn the corner there, and they'll go backwards right away.
After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. Now back to throw. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 8 on the screen, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Partner, I like the play call coming right after a tackle for a loss because this is an obvious passing situation, but instead they fooled them a little bit with the screen, and they wound up getting back what they lost and then a little bit more.
They'll set up a throw.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Lions 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Gibbs straight ahead.
A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. Now the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
Throw left side complete. That's Hammond. And this is going to result in another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Packers' 19.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game.
So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And this is caught. And that could seal it. It's a touchdown. Point after try forthcoming. And this one gives his guys a 12-point lead. A drive that time of 6 plays.
And it was Jamison Williams wrapping things up with a touchdown.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25. So here's Love and the Packers. Down by 12. A minute 51 on the clock. Now their losing streak in danger of continuing as they come up on 1st down. Open man, the former Gator. It's Ricky Pearsall.
The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
Now Love. Pass caught by Pearsall.
And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line.
Here's Love. That's over the middle and caught by Pearsall.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down.
Love.
It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
And this incomplete. He tried to check it down to his running back and nearly had the ball picked.
Late game situation, things seem to be unraveling just a little bit, and that's when you start forcing the football, mainly out of necessity. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete, nearly picked off.
Love looking to throw it.
And now another one thrown incomplete.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a first down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
No choice but to go. Here's 4th down now.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Now the Packers going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 45 seconds left to go in the game.
Here's 1st and 10.
To throw now. Here's Love. And this is intercepted, and that should do it.
Jack Campbell with a pick, and the Lions are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Well, field goals probably aren't going to cut it at this point. This was touchdown or bust, and unfortunately for them, it turned out to be bust.
Yeah, they're feeling like they've got to force the issue here, maybe take some chances they wouldn't have earlier in the game. But give credit to this defense. They've really stood tall throughout, and they come up with the interception in the end zone.
And Detroit getting set to go now. And they've got this one in hand. No timeouts remaining defensively, so this one should just be one kneel and then handshakes.
Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front of your home crowd, but when you go on the road, that band of brothers attitude, right, just us against the world, and get it done, how happy are they?
I remember a coach at a previous stop telling me, you get a win on the road, doesn't matter the opponent, get out of there like you stole something. And they did in this one.
So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions. And we talked so much about the turnover battle determining who wins and who loses. This game, no exception. They didn't turn the ball over at all, and they go on to victory.
They look like a smooth operation in this one, didn't they? Because you look at every facet of the game, they handled their business. Offense took care of the football, converted it into points. Defense took the ball away, gave it back to the offense. Special teams, right there with them. That's the type of game a coach is going to really love and value. And when they show the film, they have to be careful not to give out too many kudos and kill their motivation going forward.
So for the Lions, they get a 6th win of the season to go with their 10 losses.
So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.